Hi students, good morning to all. Today I am going to discuss about Wilms tumor or nephroblastoma. So Wilms tumor or nephroblastoma is one of the most common childhood abdominal malignancy. It is an adenosarcoma in the kidney region. The tumor arises from bits of embryonic tissue that remain after the birth of the baby. The tissue can spark rapid cancerous growth in the area of the kidney. So definition: Wilms tumor is a cancerous tumor of the kidney that usually occurs in young children. So Wilms tumor or nephroblastoma is the most common renal tumor in children, and it is highly malignant embryonic neoplasm that may involve one or both kidneys. This occurs during the embryonic stage itself. The causes: the most common form of childhood kidney cancer. The exact cause it is unknown. This is due to aniridia, that is mean by missing iris of the eye. Suppose if the child having a birth defect of missing iris of the eye, this may be associated with the Wilms tumor. The other birth defects such as urinary tract problems, if the child has any congenital abnormalities in the genitourinary system, it may be associated with Wilms tumor. And hemihypertrophy, that is enlargement of one side of the body. So this condition also associated with Wilms tumor. Coming to the incidence, it is more commonly affected siblings and twins. So there may be a cause. One of the causes genetic factor. The peak incidence, if you see, that is 2 to 3 years of age, commonly affected with this Wilms tumor. And frequently, if you see, boys and girls are equally affected. Pathophysiology: tumor develop in the central or polar location of renal parenchyma. So this separate the kidney and tumor by forming a pseudo capsule of connective tissue. Pseudo means false. So the kidney and the tumor will be separated by forming a connective tissue capsule. The tumor is encapsulated and the lesions are vascular, soft, gelatinous and necrotic in the center. So the tumor will be encapsulated with a pseudo form of connective tissue. So this will affect the vascular system as well as the tumor. If you see in the center, if you see, it will become necrosed. So the lesions are composed of mesenchymal or epithelial elements. So the lesion which become necrotic, will be compress the mesenchymal and epithelial elements. So these elements form tubules, and mesenchymal element shows differentiation in the striated muscles, cartilage and bone. So which leads to metastasis. That is, the lung is the most commonest site where the metastasis develop. Clinical feature: a smooth abdominal mass can be palpable, and the child will have a hematuria, that is blood and urine, pain in the abdomen, intestinal obstruction. The child may develop a hypertension, fatigue, anemia, fever, vomiting, ascites. If it is the tumor extend to the inferior vena cava, then the superficial venous engorgement will be occur. Then tumor, if it is too large, which may cause urethral obstruction, which may lead to secondary infection to the babies, and the extension of Wilms tumor in the renal vein as well as in the inferior vena cava can cause a varicocele. Then if tumor affects the liver, then it leads to hepatomegaly due to the hepatic vein obstruction, form ascites, and it may cause a congestive cardiac failure, because the extension of tumor will goes to the inferior vena cava also. Then if it affects the lungs, the child will have a symptoms of dyspnea, cough, shortness of breath and pain in the chest. Less than 10% of the children have intracaval or atrial tumor extension. Then the metastasis mainly occurs in the lungs and liver, as well as both the kidneys will be involved. It will be rarely affect the bone, brain and bone marrow. Diagnostic evaluation. The initial test will be done by going for a ultrasound scanning. So this will be helpful to identify the tumor, but we cannot identify whether the tumor extended to intracaval or not by ultrasound. So we can go for a CT scan or MRI. So we can detect the location of tumor, whether it is beyond the renal capsule and there is a metastasis or not. Then bone marrow aspiration can be done. The confirmatory diagnosis is going for a histopathological test to identify the stage of tumor. Then staging system of tumor. First stage, if you see the cancer is found only in one kidney. The size of the tumor will be less than 7 centimeter and the tumor can be completely removed by following a surgery. Then 40% of all the Wilms tumor will be discovered in the stage 1 itself. Then stage 2, cancer is found in one kidney only. Here the size will be larger than 7 centimeter. Then tumor can be completely removed by the surgical correction. Then 23% of all the Wilms tumor children will be recovered by this stage 2. Then stage 3, cancer is found in one kidney only, but it starts spreading. That it has spreading to nearby lymph nodes and other structures to the abdomen, and it cannot be completely removed by surgery. So 21 cases can be discovered in stage 3. Then stage 4, cancer is found in one kidney only. It has spread to distant parts. Out of the abdominal cavity, it will be spreading. The metastasis will occur in stage 4, that is lungs, liver, bone and brain. It cannot be removed completely. Then 10% of the cases will be discovered in stage 4. Stage 5, cancer is found in both the kidneys, that is bilaterally it will be affected. 5% of the Wilms tumor discovered in the stage 5. Then management, we can go for a surgical correction that is called as a nephrectomy. Nephrectomy can be done in 3 ways: partial, simple and radical nephrectomy. So partial nephrectomy is nothing but is the child is identified with cancer, the part of the kidney will be removed. That is called as a partial. In simple, the whole kidney will be removed. In radical nephrectomy, the entire kidney and the tissues around the kidney as well as some of the lymph nodes also will be removed. That is called as radical nephrectomy. Then chemotherapy will be used to kill the cancer cells. This is otherwise called as a systemic treatment because the drug enter into the blood and kill the cancer cells throughout the body. So chemotherapy can be given after the surgical correction to destroy the cancer cells. The drug of choice for chemotherapy is vincristine. The dosage is 0.125 to 0.05 milligram per kg body weight. Then azithromycin D, that is 0.06 to 0.12 milligram per kg through IV we can provide. Then doxorubicin or adriamycin, that is 1.25 to 1.9 milligram per kg. Apart from other drug of choices, cyclophosphamide, dactylomycin. These are the drugs can be used as a chemotherapeutic agents. Then radiation therapy, the ultraviolet radiations can be used. That is, it provides a high energy rays which used to kill the cancer cells as well as to reduce the size of the cancer also, that is to shrink the tumors. It may be used before and after surgical correction, either with or without chemotherapy we can be given. The children, those who are below 1 year age, will not advise for radiation therapy. Then we have seen the stages. So what are the treatment option for each stage? Stage 1, already we know that it will be affected only one kidney. So the nephrectomy can be done and 14 weeks of either plus or minus either 18 weeks or less than 18 weeks of chemotherapy depending on the age of the child as well as weight of the tumor. The age of the child is less than 2 years and the weight of the tumor is less than 550 grams. Then we have to go for a nephrectomy. Then the chemotherapy can be given for 18 weeks or less than 18 weeks. The drug of choice is azithromycin and vincristine for 11 to 15 weeks. Then stage 2, the child has to go for a surgical correction as nephrectomy. Along with the nephrectomy, the child has to go for a radiation therapy and 24 weeks of chemotherapy. The drug of choice is azithromycin and vincristine for 15 months, that is 24 weeks. In stage 5, the child has to go for a nephrectomy, that is either complete or partial nephrectomy, then radiation therapy along with chemotherapy. If the excision of tumor is not possible, then we have to go for a confirmatory biopsies. Then the child has to be treated with chemotherapy. Drug is vincristine and azithromycin G for 3 to 6 months. The result of it is not satisfactory, then again the medication has to be continued for another 3 months with the radiation to the both kidneys. Then we have to plan for 6 months. After 6 months, surgical correction has to be planned. Suppose if it is not possible, then chemotherapy has to be tried for additional 9 months. In totally inoperable cases with no metastatic disease, bilateral nephrectomy and renal transplantation has to be done for the child. Then medications, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug has to be provided as a pain management, that is acetaminophen or ibuprofen is a drug of choice. Then chemotherapeutic agent has to be given to stop the cancerous cell growth. Then antinomycins, it is also one of the class of anti-neoplastic chemotherapy drug, that is dactylomycin has to be provided. Then antiemetics, because the child will have a complication of nausea due to chemotherapy. So we have to give a dolastran has to be provided. Then the possible nursing diagnosis, most important thing is risk for infection related to rupture of encapsulated tumor, acute pain related to pressure from tumor, nausea related to the side effect of the chemotherapy medications. So nursing management, so prior to diagnostic testing, the child has to be assessed for any allergic due to dye or any shellfish. Assess the child to remain still. Then instruct the child to drink construct medium if applicable. Then sedate the child and prescribe. These are the things has to be followed before the diagnostic procedures. Then prior to surgical correction, that is pre-operative nursing care, do not palpate the abdomen, provide a psychological support, provide education to the child as well as family regarding the surgical correction, about the radiation as well as the chemotherapy and the prognosis of the condition has to be explained. Then post-operative care, administer analgesics to reduce the pain level of the child, monitor for signs of pain and infection, that is continuously monitoring the child temperature, then monitor for the signs of any hemorrhage in the surgical site, then monitor vital signs, provide age appropriate diversional activities to reduce the pain level, then keep the child's skin clean and dry and provide a psychological support to the child. Then if the child is exposed to chemotherapy or radiation therapy, the nursing management are medicate the child with the antiemetics prior to the administration of chemotherapeutic drug. Then whenever you give a chemotherapeutic drug, we should carefully handle the agents and take care when radiation is in use, that is apply a lead aprons to the child. Then observe the mouth for mucosal ulceration, that is also one of the side effects of chemotherapy. Then provide the food choices for the child, allowing the child to have their favorite food items. Offer cool fluids to prevent dehydration and soothe the sore mucous membrane. Provide the education of side effects to the mother. as well as to the child regarding the chemotherapy and radiation therapy. Then use good hand hygienic technique. Avoid the child to exposure to crowds and any visitors. Monitor for signs of bleeding. Avoid the invasive procedures. Suppose if it is needed, after doing that we have to apply pressure to the site for 5 minutes. Thank you for listening to this class.